Okay, so I've been asked a few times, how did I get the emergency vehicles? How did I get the police cars? How did I get the fire trucks, the ambulances? How did I get them set up on my scene? This is remarkably simple, okay? Using this program right here called Overlay Editor. Alright, so I'm going to actually show you how to do it, and I'm going to fly a complete flight. We'll do a daytime flight for now. Okay, so here we have our thing, our overlay editor, and what we're going to do is actually we're just going to go right into here, and we're going to open up an airport, EY98, which is in, I'm not going to try and speak German, but it's Waldstadt is what it's, what it looks like to me. So we're going to open that up, basically just opening up that area of scenery. Okay, so here we have it. And this is the Rhine River in Germany. Our heliport is going to be right around here. Yeah, right here. So let's say that we know our heliport's here, and let's say that we want to create an automobile accident over here. Okay? Right here. Let's just say it's going to occur right here. Now, this is just hypothetical. You can come up with a billion different ones. But what you would do is you would just simply open up the RescueX library, choose which vehicle you want to place, wherever you want to place it. Tons and tons and tons of these things. So let's start with some police cars. You choose it and you press enter. Okay? I'm going to go to this police car because you can see where it says that it is lit. So we do want these lights to be blinking. Okay? You got a little crosshair right in the center of the screen. And as soon as you press enter, that's where your police car goes. Using the AWDF keys, kind of place it, but you can also just drag it with your mouse, okay, which is what we're going to do. Alright, so we've got a few police cars. Let's add this ambulance. And here he goes right here. Change his direction to be like this. And of course we have to have some fire trucks. Let's actually add several different fire trucks. So you see how easy this is. That's all you're doing is just placing these vehicles. And they're basically going to be wherever you place them. They're going to be on top of the ground. And sometimes it's imperfect. Sometimes you will have... Sometimes you'll just have a car sticking out of a house, or an ambulance or a fire truck just kind of sticking out of a house. I'm going to use this crash car with this crash car. I'm going to put them into something like this. Okay, so now we have a scene. We have a complete scene. We have 2 police cars, a fire truck, an ambulance, and our 2 crash cars. I'm going to go ahead and add a police car here and here to block off traffic. Okay, so now we've got a scene. It took, what, 4 minutes, 22 seconds. Okay, so now what do? We're going to save it. And I always save it HEMS for Helicopter Emergency Medical Service. And I always save, this is very important, I go right down here and get the latitude and longitude coordinates. Latitude 47.572. 250. Now this is important. This is extremely important for a number of reasons. Number one, you need to be able to navigate to the scene of the crash so you can help the victims. But this is also important because it saves the file as the location. It is very important because it creates like anonymity. You can go back in later after you've created all these crashes, boat wrecks, traumas, car crashes, poison spills, any kind of scene call. You can go back in there and you can just fly it, and it'll be like flying a random mission. And again, this is important because you're going to be putting this right back into your GPS unit on your aircraft to get where you're going. So we can get exactly here. So I'm going to save it. And I'm just simply going to exit out of the program. Okay? Now let's launch X-Plane. Yeah, this part does take a minute. Now I do have a Thrustmaster Warthog, so I'm just making sure the switches are all properly set. Number of switches here, so. Okay, so I saved you a little bit of time here. We're now in the helicopter, okay? We're at, I don't really recall the airport right now, but we're simply going to change our location to the airport that we had, EY98. And we're just going to pick whatever pad you want to start with, whatever takeoff you can do. I typically just like this one right here. So we're going to go to EY98, and because we have saved the file, it's already in X-Plane. The vehicles are already in X-Plane. Okay? Okay, so we're now at EY98. We now, because we saved the file, again, we saved the file in Overlay Editor, which has inserted our scenery into X-Plane. Okay, so now we're good to go with our flight checks here. Excuse the screen, I have track IR, so that's why it's going to move a little bit. Alright, so we're just going to get ourselves there. Remember, I told you it's very important to remember the longitude and latitude because you'll be using that here later to put in your longitude and latitude coordinates for our GPS to get us to our location. Alright, so pre-flight checks are complete. Master battery on. Gonna go straight down the checklist here. Cyclic unlock. My script is running for the Warthog. Prime pumps on, transfer off, anti-collision position, strobe lights are on, as are the instrument lights. FADEC 1 is good, FADEC 2 is good. Trim release. Okay. Clear on the right. Clear on the left. Start number 1. Okay, engine 1 is 74. Start number 2. Okay, good start, both engines. Transfer pumps fore and aft on. Prime pumps off. Inverters and avionics all on, as well as the pitot heaters. You see our avionics are initializing, so now is a great time to go right up here and to enter our coordinates. So we're going to go to a longitude and latitude location. We're going to simply enter these coordinates in, and it's extremely important that you wrote these down correctly, okay, or you'll go to the wrong spot. Simple as that. So 47. 47. 583. And our others are 8. 221. Okay, so we've got a distance of 2.4 nautical miles. Estimated time is going to be about 2 minutes and 23 seconds. So it's not going to take that much time. All doors and windows are secure on the aircraft. Cautions and warnings are clear. We have fuel. And both engines to full power. So now in your central display system, what you have right here is a red line, and that red line is your GPS line directly to your scene. Okay? You can use these controls here to narrow it if you want. Narrow it, enlarge it, whatever you want to call it. So I think we'll use that right there, and we're good to go. Okay, so our pre-flight is good, and trim is now good. Cautions and warnings are clear. We have fuel. RPMs are good, so we're ready to go. Okay, our hover's good, and climb out. One of the reasons why this is my favorite place, favorite location to fly from, is because of the Rhine River, which is amazing. Okay, so we're now into forward flight, en route. I do see a hot air balloon. Typically I would gain more altitude, altitude, but this is a very, very short flight, just for demonstration purposes only. I do have a hot air balloon at about 1 o'clock. We're going to start to slow down now. Scene should be to our right. Be very careful with those wires. Fly right over the poles. Scrub off some of the speed. Got a pretty unique situation. We got a lot of wires. A lot of wires in this area. We're going to come left. Okay, so we're basically going to recon the site from about 200 feet. Reconning the site, we're looking for slope, we're looking for obstructions, we're looking for ultimately just a safe place to land. That's what we're going to do. All right. Probably right in the middle, be a good spot. I'm just going to come around, come right, and land right in front of that red fire truck. Okay, trim is good. Pre-landing is good. Speed is good. And we're going to go to hover. Hover's good. Just going to kind of walk it in here. Okay, and we're down. Engine's to idle. So we are now on the scene that we designed in Overlay Editor in about 5 minutes using those GPS coordinates, and these are the vehicles that we put in these spots. Unfortunately, sometimes the geography doesn't work out exactly perfect. Sometimes you'll have a police car sitting like through a tree, or a fire truck out of a house, but for the purposes of this call, you know, this wasn't too bad, and it was certainly very engaging. It's not uncommon, obviously, to see cars driving through your traffic area. Probably see some right along here. See? And they'll just drive on through. It's not perfect, but it's really damn fun. Especially if you don't have $1 million and 3,000 hours of turbine flight time to do this. So, again, it's really remarkable. Okay, so over the period of time I've been running my mouth, let's assume that the patient is now on board the aircraft. What you can do at this point is you can go back and you can clear this. Well, there's two ways you can do it. You can follow your original red line right here in this display. You can follow it back to your original destination. Or, well, I cleared it. That's why it's not doing the right. Okay. Or what I prefer to do, it's just much more precise, is I just enter the airport code, which is EY. I must be honest. You can see that we're 2.4 nautical miles away, about 2 minutes and 20 seconds estimated time. So it's very close. But I must say that I do use this clear button a lot in navigating with this helicopter, simply because it just prevents problems. Trust me. So you can even fly right now to Freiburg with this GPS. It gives you a distance of 29.7, about 29 minutes out. But our goal here is to get the patient. Look, he just drove through the fire truck. The goal here is to get the patient to the hospital within the golden hour. So we're just going to go ahead and clear. And EY98 is our destination, okay? No, for some reason it said battery disconnect. I don't know if the switch just got knocked out of position or whatever. Okay, so engines, let's assume now that the patient has been loaded. We are clear on the right. And we are clear on the left. Engines to full power. Okay, so here in our navigation, we had to make a couple adjustments, but you can see we're good to go. This will take us straight to EY98, which is only, just a little ways down the road. You can see here on our distance is 2. Okay, so it's not going to be far. All right. Okay, so we're going to take off and come left. Don't see any obstructions. And hover's good. We'll do a maximum performance climb out. So you can see the Rhine River. You can see the beautiful scenery in this X-Plane 10 is just massive. We're not even going to bother with autopilot or cruising altitude since we're so close. But obviously, we're going right over here to EY98. Actually see our shadow right there. Look at that. Isn't that cool?